media that the lease, the county government has capped off the lease, so they're going to bring out the lease. And again, what assurance do we have that after we agree with the compensations and the rest, we'll be assured that we'll get back the house?
Very good. I think what needs to come out here is that there has been a robust engagement between the residents' associations with City. There are things that they've been talking about, there are meetings that they've gone to. That is the basis of the county saying that they are willing now to go to the next step. However, the county has also been mismanaging its communication. They're coming out saying, I saw in sections of the media, saying that the project starts next week. So you can't say next week, and these other issues also are not very clear. So that is something I've been fighting, and I've gone even to the CEC member of Urban Renewal, and we've had a discussion about it with his team. But then also, on the other hand, the resident associations must also come out and first of all, clearly brief their members where are we in the project as far as the meetings that they've gone to. Secondly, is I've proposed to them that they need the injection of a legal representation as soon as yesterday, because where we are at, I don't think they can be able to engage the county without the support of a legal representation and come out clear. Because technically wise, the county it has the architects, it has the the experts are with the county. We do not have that kind of technical wherewithal within the residents. So I think the first and the most important one would be getting the legal representation, because they have to be part of it and to help them manage this process moving forward.
Mr. Mato, are you satisfied with the Mheshimiwa's representation, particularly regarding this issue?
Now, before I even get to that point, I think Mheshimiwa could be behind news a little bit on what he's saying, because already these estates have legal representations. As a matter of fact, our lawyer has been vigorously engaging the county government on urban renewal. There are some materials that we have received.
To what end?
There are some materials that we have received from Tom. They are in constant communication with Tom Odongo. There are some materials that we have received. Some draft tenancy agreement, offer letters, and as late of yesterday, I had a sitting with the lawyer yesterday, and as far as Ngara is concerned, and as a matter of fact, these lawyers are meeting next week. There is a proposed meeting between all the lawyers of the SS next week, on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because they are feeling that it's important that this issue within Ngara is a common issue. Whether it's in Pangani, Jivanji, Old Ngara, where I am, it's a common issue. And it's their feeling that it's good to converge together so that they can harmonize and maybe even look at the issue as a common front. But as far as Old Ngara is concerned, our lawyer is engaging Tom, and some of the material, there are some details, very important details about the project that we require. One of the issues that is becoming a little bit emotive is the pricing of these houses. Apparently the prices that we have received are not what the resident would have expected. And
are you able to tell us what prices?
I don't really think I want to come out because
Martin,
just give me a break. You're talking about, you're always concentrating about you as the current chairman of Old Ngara. And this is an issue that is affecting estates, like 5 estates. Can you just clarify why you're always insisting that as the current chairman of Old Ngara, but yet we know, okay, according to how we know, the information that we know, we know that New Ngara, the contractors that have been given the KCB, Old Ngara is worthy. But us as residents, that's why we've called you, to address the issues of the residents. We want to know what's the way forward. We don't want to know about, okay, if the eviction notice comes, if you are evicted, where will we go? What will we do? Or is there any negotiation that we should do? So I believe we should speak in general, not specify yourself.
And also, I think, Martin, you should be a bit open because,
Yeah.
yes, the residents have given you the mandate to represent them. But all information we are getting is rumor.
Seriously, it's rumor.
As a resident cannot plan.
Obviously,
Yeah, because you read in the paper February. Someone says 3 months legal. Mr. Tom was saying he's just required to give us 3 months and to pay us 3 months
rent.
rent.
Now, may I respond?
Yes.
Now, as far as the newspaper articles are concerned, those are not facts. In fact, the first time the article came up, it was, I think, on the People Daily, one of the local dailies. And when we sat with Tom at a meeting, he said, I didn't even have this interview. So, and he said it even at a public gathering somewhere in Southern, that these things, this is not what we are telling these people, that they are being misquoted. So I cannot engage my residents, I cannot engage the people of Old Ngara from a point of newspaper articles and rumors, unless that article is an advertisement from the Nairobi County government itself, because that is our engagement.
Martin, no, because of time factor.
Yeah.
We have Mheshimiwa
Yeah.
Chege J, Mwaura,
Yeah.
MCA Ngara Ward. I believe he has all the details.
Do you have all the details?
I don't have all the details because I've said that the estate welfare associations have engaged the county at this level. He's on record saying that they have gotten a couple of communication and documents. And he actually said, I'm actually behind news. I want to ask, the documents that you have they been translated to the residents? That's a question. Because for me, I am a resident also. I haven't seen these documents. So if the one estate has all this, well, let's use Old Ngara for an example. Has Old Ngara gotten that lease agreement proposal? Has it gotten the costings? Has it gotten the proposed MOU? Has it gotten the time frame? Has it gotten the appropriate implementation plan? So if you're saying you've been engaged and you're saying you have these documents, to what extent have you now translated them into actionable points for residents to be able to see? Let me add something before we finish. When you say Tom Odongo wrote, disqualifies a media article, then what are we saying? Are we saying that everything we see on the newspaper is rubbish? You know, you can't.
I believe you are interviewed by the same person who wrote
These are things that are making people very scared. You know, and if you come, I mean, somebody stands and says, I'm not the one who said, then we just take it like that, and it's not once, it's not twice, it's not thrice. Then I think, then somebody is playing some game, and I'm not saying it's the residents. I think it's it. So if your associations are not able to take on the county at that level, that's what I'm saying. We need legal representation so that now we can follow them up on the documentation, right? If the documentation is fine, then that's okay. Let's know from the residents of Old Ngara, where are we? Are we going to sign this thing tomorrow or when?
All right.
Sorry for interrupting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Aggie. Aggie Ibara. She's also an aspirant, latecomer. That's a minus to her.
No,
no, we keep time. That's a minus to her. We have Mheshimiwa here. Karibu sana. We are talking about the urban renewal project.
Aggie, you'll catch on slowly.
Yes.
Catch up.
My navigation skills are bad, but
It's okay.
I catch.
So, Mheshimiwa Chege J Mwaura was explaining about the way forward, because as residents, we are having misguided information. We want to know the truth. We want to know, are we being evicted in February? Are we being evicted in January? Are we being evicted in October? We don't know. So that is what Mheshimiwa was trying to explain. So kindly continue, Mheshimiwa.
What I can add is that on Sunday, we had a meeting with the residents, all of them including the chairman of Ngara, up to around 10 p.m., right? From around 6 p.m. to around 10. And that's when I realized that we don't have this documentation. If Ngara proposed that they had, he would have said that was whatever. Secondly, we had proposed way forward. One, I was to write back to the county and make a formal complaint, which I did within 24 hours. Within 72 hours also, there was also the issue of bringing this issue up in the media and creating some awareness, which we did within so whatever I was requested to do and to push on behalf of the residents, I did. However, I feel that I strongly feel that we need legal representation to help you move forward this process.
All right. Now, the meeting Mheshimiwa is talking about, some of the people, some of my residents are worried. Why, and I would not really want to, I would wish that we stick to the housing issue. But some of the residents are worried why Mheshimiwa is coming in. After 2 years, for 2 years he has not been engaged with the residents. He has an office which is
have you seeked his guidance?
Absolutely. When we registered as an association, I took our registration document to his office. I even wrote a letter to him before then. So in any case, I believe that as the area MCA, it's good to take things hands-on and even earlier. But let's really not discuss about what he did, what he hasn't done. And because the issue here, if you allow me, Martin, should allow me to stress on my point. Yes, because I think you've talked about some sort of lack of information to the residents.
Misguided information. That's what the residents want to know. Misguided information. Okay. We are not clear about this project. We don't know whether we are going to be evicted tomorrow.
Okay. The details are
we don't know anything about it. They are not clear.
All I can say, and one thing I want to say, is that I represent the people of Old Ngara. That is a fact. There is no way I can only engage with the other chairman from the other estates to know what's going on. This project this is not a one project. This is not a common project. As you are saying, it's KCB in New Ngara, it's Wadia in Old Ngara. At the end of the day, the site in Old Ngara has people from Wadia. We cannot really make it a common project. We are not ignorant of the fact that residents in New Ngara, Old Ngara are within the same locality. And the issues affecting Old Ngara can sometimes spread even in New Ngara or something like that. We are not ignorant of that fact. But one thing I want to stick to are the facts. And I think I've told you that the last thing I want to do is to do like seem like I'm playing politics with a very serious issue. All right? As I have told you, we have a lawyer in Old Ngara. We have a lawyer. The lawyer herself, she's a lady. The lawyer herself has been to the estate, not even more than once. Every time I have a committee meeting, I sit with the lawyer. I have already told you that I was with the lawyer yesterday. One thing I cannot do as a chairman is that every time I meet a lawyer today, tomorrow I come and report to residents. I have a committee. I have to come converge with the committee. We'll be having a meeting this weekend with the committee so that we can brainstorm and now see how we are going to address the residents. Again, but having said that, moderator, allow me. Having said that, again, it's not really good to come and call the residents when you don't have a detailed information. I have said we have gotten some information in Old Ngara. We don't have some of the very detailed information that would make me want to call the resident and tell them this is ABCD, this is what you require. Exactly. And when our lawyer was engaging with the county executive, there are some information that he expects to get probably coming week, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. We are hoping that will be available.
Thank you. Agnes, sorry, Ibara.
Yes, Ibara.
Yeah, kindly just introduce yourself and tell us
what's
about what you think about.
What's your take on this?
Yes, since I came late, I'll be very brief. My name is Agnes Ibara, Ibara. I grew up in Ngara, and I'm an aspiring MCA for this region. When I was invited for this deliberation, I thought it wise to come and join and maybe a meeting of minds on this issue because it's really sensitive. I've listened and I've talked to people around here, and from my take of the situation, my take from the situation is that we should start first begin by saying that basic housing is a right enshrined in the Constitution. But the problems with this project on the ground, as the people are saying, is lack of information. I've heard you mention that. It's not clear as to why the project is taking off, when, how, and even the process of resettling people is not very clear, and it's not been handled in a very humane way. Even the legal documentations that people have been given are not straightforward. They have an MOU, but it's not even an eviction notice. There is no stipulated time as to when people should vacate.
It's not binding.
Yes, and there aren't clear solutions as to where people should go. Because right now we should be talking about a proper resettlement process, not just telling people you have to go, and people are attached to these houses. And as much as we agree that the project must go on, we need to realize that we need to have a humane process to resettle the people of the affected housing units. So my issue would be, first of all, we need to really seal all loopholes. As the sitting MCA has said, we need legal representation. They have already talked about having a lawyer already with the process to make sure that everything is clear, all the issues are ironed out, and also make sure that all parties, because we have the bachelor's quarters and then we have the old Ngara, and the issues are different, because here we have families and then the bachelors we have the single units. So we make sure that even the association and the members of the association and the leaders capture all issues affecting both parties, either single houses and families, so that we can come to a conclusion, and then we represent all our issues before the process takes off.
Thank you.
Mr. Michimio, what challenges are you facing representing the residents on this issue? Like Aggie has said, there's no information. Are you getting it for the residents? Are you going to finish your first term next year when the residents don't know what is happening regarding this project?
First of all, let us agree that every tenant of any county estate has an individual contract with the county. Right? You don't pay through the association, you don't pay through the MCA's office, you pay directly to city. Right? Secondly, because we cannot also not meet as an estate with the county, we put in an association that helps us organize ourselves, right? When this project started, there was an estate committee that I dealt with. In fact, I think I'm the first person to bring up the issue of the urban renewal to the estates. But of course, it was met with a lot of disbelief and all that. In fact, my name was greatly tarnished. So when my friend here says that I stepped back because I also have some principles and I also have heart. If we are pushing and we are agreeing this is the direction or this is how it is, then people go around your back and now paint a picture that you are selling houses, you are selling the estate, then you naturally have to step back and allow the processes.
You're categorically denying those accusations.
Of course, they are false. And then if I had sold the estate, now we would have had we'd have been in. They would have gone, or whoever would have wanted to buy would have been telling us now, right? So I understand where the people were coming from. Residents were coming from. It's an emotive issue, and these are social. It has been a social setting for many years. So when people feel that, first of all, the person who brings it was a case of people killing the messenger, because I was the one who had brought that information. And the reason why I brought the information is because I'm the one who is representing them. If I hear something happening in City Hall, you're entitled to get that information. Now, if I give you an information and you choose to lynch me, then what else do you want me to do? I just allow you to proceed. And that's what I did. And that's why we have estates representing us, including myself, being represented by these associations. Now, let's go back to the issue.
Sure.
No, because before I misplace my thoughts. I've had Chege talk about him removing himself from the process, and yet he's an elected leader. Once you are in an elective post where people give you the mandate of representing them, and then a sensitive issue comes up, and you decide to take a seat back, I think that's representation there. You've like withdrawn that kind of representation, because even if your name was maligned, as a public official and as a leader and a representative of Ngara, it was your task to come up and try to explain yourself, or even to clear your name and say, this is not what I did, present documents, present proof or whatever, but stepping out of the process where people really needed you creates a vacuum.
Can I say something?
Before you come in, I want to stress on what Agnes is saying here, because it comes out as a defeatist. It's a defeatist sort of when you say that that people malign my name and I stepped back. Just a minute, just a minute, because we have had we expected that the MCA would be on the forefront, and once when your name is maligned and you're in public office, these things happen. You don't run away.
No, just Martin, Mheshimiwa, again,
and in any case,
do this.
Does he come back
Just
now?
do this.
Yeah.
I think the reason why we called this forum here is for the residents' issue. It is not an issue of campaign or anything. The residents are concerned. Okay, we as the residents, we are concerned because we wanted you guys to address us. What is the way forward? We are having misguided information. I think one of you can just come up and just say that what's the way forward?
Let me say this. Let me return this.
Okay.
Let me return this, and I'm happy that you're giving us direction.
Okay.
You rightly put that what the resident wants is information. If you bring information, forget you are the MCA. If you bring information to this table and people don't want that information, what do you do? Do you now force it on them because you are the area MCA, or do you tell them we have a director of housing? Did I bring those officials to Ngara? Was the CEC member Tom Odongo had meetings with all these estates in Ngara? So you can't tell me that I stopped leading from the front. What I did is a change of tact, and I realized instead of hearing from me, probably it's not about the message, it's about the messenger. Then let's remove the messenger and bring in another person to give you the same message. Hopefully, probably his English will be much better, and that's exactly what we did. So now, back to the question again. I've asked. Let's use Ngara for an example. Using the information we have, are the residents okay with that information? Are the residents do they still feel anxious? If yes, what do we need to do, right? If no, what else do we need to do? So that now we take this process forward. And I've said that the first step, if you are going to argue with government, whether it's a county or national government, you are better off arguing collectively. I said that on Sunday, residents from all these estates came and we had a discussion and we proposed a way forward. And one of those way forwards was we do a media publicity on this issue. We agreed we do a press conference. The day of press conference, the guys of Ngara pull out.
Why did they pull out?
So my question is it you got the information from the media? And we still said that we have not been briefed, we have not been involved, participation has not taken place. And that is why we are saying the project needs to hold until we are okay on that position. However, we support the project. Now, if that is a position that Ngara does not want, then let us know what does Ngara want.
Let me ask, what details exactly do the reasons? You can answer this after you answer that. What details do the residents need that you don't have, and what is what challenges are you getting to get that information? Who is the problem?
Okay. Now, before I respond to what the residents need, they said meeting that happened on Sunday. It is still the residents who wanted to hear what their MCA is thinking about the issue, and probably not even from Ngara. It's I think where he's a tenant in Ngara, and this is even after some of us had gone out of our way to even engage the area MP, Mheshimiwa Commander, who even responded. So it comes out in it's not something that we would want that our MCA, our area member of parliament is responding to issues that are involving the county where there is a county assembly member. It's not right. But really, to get again, this meeting on Sunday that apparently we pulled out of a conference. As I'm saying, I am the chairman of an association, a registered entity. Some of these residents could even sue me. So one of the issues that every time I get an issue like this, I consult the lawyer, and that is what I say. I want to consult because I don't want again to do something that can be detrimental to residents. And what happened?
Sorry, about that exactly. Our WhatsApp message said that the Old Ngara residents were not available because there was nothing about any legal problem. It's because you all had individual responsibility.
Engagements.
Now, that was the explanation
from a member of my association.
From an official of your association.
Okay. So he said that we had different engagement.
Yeah, you really tried, but you could not. But here you are telling us that it was looking.
Okay, one of those engagement, if I may say, one of those individual engagement is meeting the lawyer and discussing the press conference. Yeah. And again, there has to be, if we are doing a press conference, it has to be for the interest of the people of Old Ngara. This is not an issue to get political.
Martin, let me ask you.
So
let me ask
this
you.
One,
No.
Martin,
let me ask you.
Did you get representation from legal, your legal representation to tell you to come for this debate? I mean, let's also be honest.
Yeah. But also, guys, let's chill down on the blame game. I think, and
focus on the issue.
Focus on the issue.
Right,
Martin, kindly, what details are you not getting?
All right, now. I think one of the issues that we have is improper structuring of improper communication. Public participation in this project has not been substantial as we have wanted. We have complained in Old Ngara, and we have officially complained about some of these issues. In some of the meetings that we've had in the county government, issues became robust and very emotive actually. You saw you must be in all over the world your newsletter, and I think you must have had a meeting that happened in Ngara where tenants were told the county government has threatened.
Yes,
So the type of the communication that is coming from City Hall is somewhat looking like we understand the county government of Nairobi is a government. We are tenants, but we do have certain rights. Even if those rights are limited, they should be respected.
Martin.
Residents of Old Ngara Estate should be respected. Yeah. You have to understand. Allow me. You have to understand that Old Ngara has the oldest tenant, has the oldest family in Nairobi.
We want to wind up a bit, but bottom line,
yes.
I think we'll give each one of you a minute, at least, to assure residents what's the way forward. Are we going to be evicted in December? January, or this thing is all habaloo or anything? Just 1 minute before we finish up the show. I'll start with you, Ibara. What can you assure the residents? Are we going to be evicted or not?
That would be very unwise of me. I can't talk on behalf of the county government, and it's a project that's not managed by me. What I would say as my last word would be a call to action, or just to monitor the process, that the representation that is here from our MCA and the association leaders to ensure that the process is carried out properly, even if you'll have to come up with what can I say, a method of resettlement, and make sure that people are informed as to when the process is supposed to kick off, like when they should be evicting their houses. Also that the needs of all affected parties are looked into. Also the issue of re-ownership of the property, because they also want to know if the process will be open and free and fair, because we already have precedents of other houses that other housing units that were demolished, and then the people who were living in those houses were not given first priority. So if all those issues are looked into, I think the process would go well. Okay. That's what I would say.
Well, me, what I have to say is that first of all, every tenant must understand that they have a personal relationship with the county. And so let us, much as we want to be to work together, the county has an obligation to you as a tenant. And if you look at what I hear from the backgrounds or the grapevine within the county is that they are also looking at the legal options that they can take, because they don't want the process to be stopped. And they are saying that they are going to use whatever means necessary to make sure the project goes on. Because remember, housing is not a right for the tenants only. It's also a right for the ones who the county is not also looking after. But they need to have a housing solutions for all Nairobians. So having said that, let us also not create unnecessary barriers. Let's also be very clever in how we operate. Let's get the legal representation on board early. Let's give them clear instructions. Let them handle the county at a level where they can be able, because they might have the capacity and the knowledge and the background to be able to conveyance, the conveyancing and all that. They may be in a better position to do it as opposed to laymen like us. So if we don't handle this properly, I'm afraid we might lose out. And I'm saying let's come out clearly, and let's not, all this stamping and making it look like a political issue is fine, but then let's not lose in the process, right? Let's not lose in the process trying to make Chege look bad. Yeah, but let's come out. Let's be clear. If you have any documentation, present it on the table. Let people know this is the position. Let us know how we want to go forward. If you don't want to do that, then I'm afraid that when push comes to shove, it will be so hard to fight with the county.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa.
All right. Now, first of all, I want to thank Aggie. I think the first time I'm meeting you, I understand you're an aspirant.
Yes.
I think if you're our MCA, we could be in a better position. And we welcome you. Anyway, as far as the county government project is concerned, I want to be categorical and on record for Ngara that we are actively engaging the county government of Nairobi through our lawyer. And once detailed information comes up, we shall engage the residents accordingly. We want the residents of Ngara to also understand that that as long as you're paying rent to the county government, nobody has given you a notice. You should rest well and be assured that you're in safe hands. But having said that, I also want to say that some of these media reports that you're seeing are not something that we as tenants should really worry people. We cannot ignore them, but we shouldn't really be worried. We are engaging. We have been on the forefront. Actually, I think Old Ngara is the only estate that have received information, tangible information from the county government, and the tenants in Old Ngara and residents of Old Ngara should rest and be assured that we are in control of what is going on, and we are engaging the county government, and there is no way. I was with the lawyer yesterday, and in fact, as I was sitting with the lawyer, she was still engaging Tom, and they were engaging, and as I could see. So there is a robust engagement from Ngara, and not even from the chairman himself. I'm not a lawyer, but we have an able lawyer in Old Ngara. She has been wonderful, and the people of Old Ngara should rest and be assured that everything will go well, and we will make sure that we do not, as association, and we have not put the livelihoods of people of Old Ngara in jeopardy. This is an estate, is a very old estate, and we will try as much as possible to make sure that the people of Old Ngara benefit from the project. Housing is a necessity in Nairobi. Old Ngara residents, none of them has told them they do not want the project. We are very supportive of the project, and we will try as much as possible to make sure that the outcome of this process is to the positive.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Martin. Yes. Before I hand over to the host, Philip Manongi, I want to thank you so much, guys, for coming. We really appreciate. I hope the residents have gotten some feedback. So, Philip Manongi, can you just wind up the show?
Yeah, I will add my appreciation, the appreciation of TNN and the team of Feedback Maradhat. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, and Mkoko World Records. This will be a big show, Ngara. and you'll be the first guest.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Guys, asanteni. And then next week, we will be talking about the Quarry Road Monster with MCA aspirant Galo Galo, a representative of the mechanics and business people, and a representative of Jivanji Estate. Till then, bye-bye.